Hello everyone, and greetings to you in the name of the Christ who is born in the season. As we wait for Christmas, I have been thinking that Christmas is obviously a time of joy. It is a time of celebration. I remember when we were children that one of the ways that we decorated the house was with Christmas cards, and we would gather all these Christmas cards in one long ribbon, and from ceiling to floor we would hang the Christmas cards, and there would be so many Christmas cards. We don't exchange Christmas cards anymore today, but that was how people greeted one another in the past. And in all these Christmas cards, the theme is always about celebration, it is about joy, it is about peace. There is not one Christmas card that I have come across that is sad and depressing. And so Christmas is a time of joy, it is a time of celebration. But when we look at the Bible and we see the stories around the original Christmas, we find that the stories were not always joyful and about celebrating. We take, for example, Mary, the mother of Jesus, that as a young girl, before she is married, she became pregnant, and she would have been the talk of the town. People would have been gossiping about her, saying bad things about her, slandering her reputation and her character. And while her cousin Elizabeth is celebrating her own pregnancy, Mary is here living in shame and probably hiding, unable to show her face in front of people. Her own fiancé Joseph would also be living in shame because Mary, the girl that he is supposed to marry, is now pregnant, and they are not even married yet. And so even he would be, facing ridicule. People would be laughing at him. And so he is also going through his own struggle. We read the story about the people who came to see the baby Jesus. There were shepherds who were considered unclean and dirty, and they were not a very reputable group of people. We read the story of the wise men who came from another place, another nation, and they were not Jewish people. They worshipped their own gods, and they were probably people who even worshipped the stars, and they were not Jewish people and would have been despised by the religious Jewish people. And so we see all these people who are going through their own struggle, going through maybe their own shame, feeling neglected and rejected by the respected religious people in that society. So it was not a time of joy, and it was not a time of celebration. At the center of all these stories, there is the story of all the little boys that were murdered by the soldiers of King Herod during the time that Jesus was born. And all the little boys 2 years and under, some historical traditions tell us that there could have been about 14,000 boys who were murdered on that night. And so there's a lot of weeping instead of celebration. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of heartbreak instead of joy and greetings of peace toward one another around the original Christmas. This is the story that we read in Matthew chapter 2 and verse 18. A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and loud lamentation, Rachel weeping for her children. She refused to be comforted because they are no more. And so this is a story that was happening during that time. There was crying, and there's heartbreak, and there is pain in the hearts of people. And in the middle of all this, of course, is Jesus, the baby who was born. And there is this song, this Christmas song, called O Little Town of Bethlehem. And I want to read out the words. O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. And I don't know what you are going through this Christmas, and I can bet that not every one of you is in a situation where you are rejoicing, you are celebrating. Maybe some of you yourself going through very tough times. Maybe you're struggling financially. Maybe you are struggling with your health, or maybe the health of a loved one. Maybe there is tension in the family. Maybe you lost your job, and you don't know what to do. It's a time of confusion. It's a time of distress. And I want to tell you that when Jesus was born, not everything was peachy. Not everything was only joy, 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 and celebration, celebration. There was a lot of heartache. There was a lot of pain. There was a lot of shame in the lives of people. And yet in the middle of all that, Jesus, the everlasting light, was born. And so I want to encourage you and tell you that no matter what you are going through and no matter how dark you feel your world is, the light that will never go out has been born during this time. And I want to encourage you to have faith and to trust in this one. And as you do that, I believe that the light that does not come from the world, but the light that comes from heaven will begin to shine in your life and in your world. God bless you and have a wonderful Christmas season.